Welcome back to my channel, Sonia Gallion Comunica, SoniaGallionComunica.com. I'm the author of 10 Things I Wish I Knew as a Single Parent, where we talk a lot about single parent matters, and finance is one of the major ones. Financial freedom, debit card versus a credit card, things I didn't know as a single parent. So join me today, like and subscribe to this channel, please, because it's all about you and giving you choices, information, guidance, wisdom, and instruction. So pull up a chair, get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, enjoy this wonderful day with me. You want to know a secret? Credit card is what the rich give to their children. Debit cards is what the poor give to their children. Credit cards really teach you how to manage money. And with good, responsible behavior, you're going to get an increase. Welcome to the channel. Number one, the benefit of using a credit card. A credit card is what the rich give their children. Isn't that interesting? Very different mindset. Number two, the credit card teaches you about money management because you're rewarded every time you pay your bill on time. And if you don't have a balance every month, it gets even better for the increases. But the reality is you don't necessarily have to pay them off every month. If you're using it for a business purpose and you have a 0% interest for 18 months, 24 months, then definitely take advantage of that opportunity. That is what these cards are used for. You can always transfer the balance to another card. And if you are generating enough funds and revenue from your business, that won't be an issue either. It's when you're using it to go and buy things that don't last, clothing and things like that, unless you're buying uniforms for your team and your staff. Otherwise, it should be used pretty much for business purposes. The only time you want to start using it, like Mark Cuban gives his father a car with unlimited balance, is when you have so many resources, billions of dollars, that there's no way you're going to run out of money, okay? Whether it's the Jeff Bezos, Mark Cuban, whatever. So, I mean, you could be a triple-digit millionaire, and you're pretty much going to be tough. If you have that money set aside in an interest-bearing account, you're probably going to be okay the rest of your life, unless you have some extreme spending habits. You're taking rocket ships and things on a daily basis. But typically, there's a very responsible group that use credit cards for their business. So, number three, the credit card limit increases with responsible use. So you could start out with a card that was $1,000. Next thing you know, they're giving you $5,000, then $15,000. You know, there's cards you can get up. They have no spending limit, so it's based on what you spend. So if you're spending $100,000 every month, you're going to have a limit of $100,000, $200,000 every month. So there's some really good stuff. I mean, the con of that type of card is you got to pay it back every month. But if you've got enough revenue coming in, do it. It is the best thing, and it really teaches you responsible use. And number four, credit card can be used to acquire a business. Did you hear me when I said that? A credit card can be used to acquire a business. Wouldn't that be exciting? Now, with people with a debit card, they're going to say, well, I don't have enough money, I can't do it, but you don't realize you've got a powerhouse right in your wallet if you have a credit card. So you got a credit card, use it. There are businesses you can buy with a credit card. Not everybody's going to allow it, but there are businesses that will allow it. In fact, there's other things you can buy with a credit card as well that you can't necessarily with a debit card. And you know what? You wouldn't want your money tied up in a debit card anyway, even if you could afford it. You want to have your debit card maybe for household expenses and things of that nature. You don't want it tied up in your business dealing. So this is really for the blow your mind entrepreneur business person. Number five, a credit card can be used to acquire a home. Yes, that's exactly right. There are auctions that you can go to in different states that allow you to use a credit card, especially in the South, a credit card to acquire a home. That's right. Some people say, you know what? I can't afford it. You can. And in fact, by acquiring it with the credit card, you've now put equity in your home, and you have the freedom of what's in your regular bank account, your debit card, to maybe pay for other things that need remodeling or whatever. So a credit card can be used to acquire a home. And a home is a challenge many times for some single parents, okay? So if you can buy a manufactured home, anything, if you can buy it with a credit card, take advantage of that. Pay it off slow. You're still going to own the home, even if there's a challenge. There's people who've bought multiple properties and filed bankruptcy, but they can recover because they can now sell the property. Credit cards give you options that you wouldn't normally have with a debit card. Number 6, a credit card can be used to manage and maintain your staff spending. By giving them a credit card, you can actually see where they're spending it, what they're spending it on. It's a lot of great things. There's a lot of protection that's involved with that. You can limit the amount they can spend. It's pretty amazing. So look at using credit cards for your businesses, for your staff. It's really wonderful, especially for those of you who have a family office, family business. It can be a really great way to manage spending. Number 7, a credit card has a lot of protection from fraud that a debit card doesn't. If you don't catch a fraud situation with a debit card quickly enough, there's nothing the bank can do about it. But the credit card, you have 0% liability for fraud. So those are things to think about when using a credit card. Responsible use opens many doors for you and gives you options and opportunities. So use your credit card responsibly, build your business, grow, build wealth, be generous, and you will see the fruits of your labor. Number 8, sometimes, as we saw with the pandemic, cash was not allowed. Can you use a debit card? Sometimes, but sometimes you don't want to, okay? A credit card gives choices if cash isn't available. Maybe you just found out about a wonderful opportunity. A lot of times, yes, you want to go back, you want to have your lawyer look over documents and stuff, but sometimes you want to just act. And you're not walking around with boatloads of cash in your wallet. Most people are not. No, and even trying to withdraw $100,000, $50,000 from the bank can be challenging. So this is where a credit card comes in and helps you out in that situation. It gives you access to funds where cash might be required, but you don't have access to cash. So keep that in mind. A credit card gives you choices if cash isn't available. Number 9, if you leave your credit card at home, you can essentially log into your account and get a virtual card. So now you have a virtual card number with which to pay for whatever it is you need to pay for. So it just gives you some flexibility that you don't necessarily have with cash or with a debit card. If you try doing something like that with the bank and a debit card, you might get your account shut down. I know one time we had a transaction come in, someone we've been paying for years, but then they changed from an individual to a limited liability company and how we were paying them, and they tried doing it electronically, and the bank said no. They just stopped it right in this track. That does not typically happen with a credit card. So there's limits to what can happen when you're using a debit card. So you really want to use a credit card when you're in business. It actually gives you a much smoother operation. And if you have enough revenue, keep it moving. If you run into some problems, some people file bankruptcy, they've had issues, you can still recover from that and begin using credit cards again once you pay it back. So it gives you a lot of options, a lot of opportunities. So take advantage of that. Number 10, a credit card lets the credit card, you're using the bank's money first. And that cannot be emphasized enough, because typically when you have a debit card, the bank's using your money first. But now you're using the bank's money first. So somebody's got a little beep beep going on. I'm outside enjoying the warm weather. So you're using the bank's money first, which can free up your cash for your debit card. So enjoy these wonderful, wonderful tools, the credit card. We're going to talk about this probably for the rest of the week. This is a very exciting topic. So credit cards versus debit cards. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, have an amazing day. Sonia Gallion-Cominica, SoniaGallionCominica.com, and the author of 10 Things I Wish I Knew as a Single Parent, where we talk about your finances, trying to keep kids safe, and we also help you with business funding if you need that. Have an amazing day.